Welcome to MMA Uncensored podcast. I'm your host, Matthew here. We've got a great show. I'm very excited. First and foremost, let me bring on Chris, the CEO and president of MMA Uncensored, before we get started.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. How are you doing, sir?
Very good. Very good. It's 9:30 a.m. here in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah. All right. I see we have Mr. Goodjohn in the house. You want to bring him on?
Bring him on. Let's get dirty.
All right. Tyler Goodjohn, everyone.
There he is. 305.
What's going on?
Represent Miami this morning, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Look at that.
When I'm the champ of Miami, I'm the king of Miami.
The king of Miami. Woo.
That's the new nickname.
King of Miami, baby.
First off, welcome to our show. Second, what did you think when you first saw that poster last night at Bkfc 17 that showed up 4 title fights? What was your reaction?
Just buzzing, just absolutely buzzing. Obviously, I've been chipping away, training hard for about 10 weeks, just waiting for something to come along. Obviously, I've been very vocal on social media, calling out Palomino, and yeah, it's happening. And I'm gonna, by the time I come over there in another 8 weeks, I'm gonna be in unreal shape.
Go ahead, Matt. I'm having an issue on my end.
Okay. So, did you watch the fights last night? I mean, I know you saw the poster. Did you watch any of the fights?
So obviously, there's a little bit of a time difference between us guys. So I got up in the morning and I watched it this morning. But by the time when I woke up, my phone's blowing up anyway, going, "Oh my God, the fight's been announced," and all that, and the poster. So I knew before I watched the show, but then obviously I see it come up and advertised as well. It's a massive show. It's huge for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
It is a massive show. When I saw it, I was like, wait, what happened there? And I was like, 4 title fights. Uli versus Pitbull, you versus Palomino, Shoemaker versus Beltran, and what's the last one?
Hector Lombard and Joe Riggs.
Lombard versus Joe Riggs. Man, that's a card.
It is.
Star power there, bro. Can't wait to see you over here. We're going to be in Miami live for Fight Week. We'll be doing what we do and meeting with the guys before, checking them out when they do weight cuts, giving them some free gear, and we'll definitely see you down there. So you're the new king of Miami, eh?
Right, the new king. It's coming, baby. It's coming.
Have you been to Miami before?
Only when I jumped in the ring to rip the mic off Palomino.
Oh, that's right. That's the intro I put on Instagram this morning.
Day one in Miami.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. And is that the same night that Britton Hart called out Paige?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And hey, see how that one ended up, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't make noise.
What was that?
If you don't make any noise, you don't get heard in this game.
That's true.
I've been in this game 20 years. I know what I'm doing. And yeah, here we are now.
If you're quiet, you don't get paid usually. What do you think of the signings of recently by Bare Knuckle, former UFC and Invicta Pearl Gonzalez and Rachel Ostovich? What do you think of that?
I mean, I'll be honest, like obviously coming from a purely boxing background, I don't know much about MMA or UFC. I'm actually learning and watching. I love UFC. I mean, I'm watching a lot. So I haven't seen loads of her. I've seen pictures of her. Oh my God. But yeah, I haven't seen loads of her and that. But, you know, obviously bringing a big crowd and a big support from the MMA to Bare Knuckle. So it's great.
Great visibility for the sport. Absolutely. Well, we'd like to get your opinion on the fights last night. What do you think? 10 fights, 10 knockouts. Well, not knockouts, 10 stoppages. KOs, ref stoppages. Did you have a chance to watch it last night, sir?
So I watched the Mike Richmond Stamps fight, and I was just about to watch the main event, but obviously I had to go train this morning. I had sparring, so I'm going to catch up on the rest of the card later on. But yeah, I got to see the Mike Richmond. He made quick time on Marcel Stamps.
Yeah.
And I messaged Mike and just said, look, yeah, that was a really good finish because it was a great shot to finish it.
Very good fight. And Matt, what do you think of the fights last night?
Man, couple great performances. I mean, you had that guy Bobo Bannon coming out of the woodworks off 2 losses, coming out looking like a star. I've never seen that guy fight like that. Marcel Stamps didn't see it going that way.
No.
A lot of good fights last night. The main event.
I'm looking forward to watching Bobo's fight. I love Bobo. I tell you what, that's a proper fighter right there. Proper fighter. Do you know what I mean? Turns up, just like that guy just whacks a bag, hung on his tree outside his house for training. Turns up and just fights his heart out. I love that guy. Nicest guy I've ever met, mate. Lovely guy.
The guy he was fighting would not. Oh my goodness. It was a tank. That guy was a tank.
Do you remember that Pride fight with Don Fry and the Japanese guy where they were punch face like this, each other? That's what that fight was like last night. It was incredible. And I think it went 2 or 3 rounds, and then it had to get stopped. I mean, he was leaking everywhere.
Oh,
it was an awesome fight. I mean, you can cut that fight up, add some music, man. It's going to get 1 million views on Instagram. Hint, hint. I see you've been busy on Instagram, man. Looks like you're bulking up.
I was just gonna say that you look huge, man.
And I was always
looking good.
On my CrossFit when I was back home in England. Obviously, when I come out to America, my camp was all over the place. I had no trainer, no nothing. I don't run. All I do is CrossFit every day. And I get in unreal shape. I'm in top shape right now. I could fight tonight. Do you know what I mean? So another 8 weeks of CrossFit and with my boxing trainer. Obviously, my boxing trainer is going to be coming out with me as well. I didn't have him last time. I'm feeling amazing. I'm feeling strong. Yeah, everything's going bang on.
That's good, man. I was just having a brainstorm. I was like, I got this poster right here of Nick Diaz up here, right? And then I've got this other one right here, another Nick Diaz signed poster, all right? And I was like, man, he's a boxer. You're a boxer. How do you think that boxing match would go down, brother?
Sick. Yeah, it'd be sick. It'd be a great fight. We're tough men. I'm sure. We want to stand and trade, so it'll be very entertaining. There's loads of fights out there.
Nick Diaz looks like he's returning to the UFC soon, and Nate Diaz is going to fight Leon Edwards next month. Do you follow Nick Diaz, any of the UFC big names?
I've been watching, I know it sort of vaguely, to be honest. But yeah, I watched him obviously in the big fights and stuff like that. I know more about Nate Diaz than I do Nick Diaz. I know they're tough guys, and they're always in good fights. So they're fan favorites.
That's right. Well, one of our sponsors is Game Up Nutrition. Here's one of our CBD rolls.
Check the link below.
We're gonna smoke this after the show. CBD only. THC. We're fine with THC on this show too. You're Pro 420, aren't you, Tyler?
Oh, I've got a couple of batons in my bag as we speak.
Every time I see your social media, man.
Tell us how that helps you. Tell us how it helps you train, recovery, all that stuff. Because a lot of people think you smoke and you get sleepy and you eat tacos.
Do you know what? One thing, right? I've got to say, I started smoking cannabis 1 year ago. That's when I first started, right? Everyone thinks I've been smoking all my life. I haven't. I started 1 year ago. Before that, I like to drink. I like, and things like that, and party and everything else. I found weed and I just went, do you know what? It was just like I needed it. It met me at the right time in my life. I get up, I have a smoke. I'll roll a blunt. I'll smoke half of one, and I'll go train and do CrossFit. I'm so up for it. I'm so up for training.
Man, put him on big screen. Big screen. We're gonna put you on the big screen, brother, so everybody can see you. Show them guns.
He is looking thick, man.
Man, I just got to cut my weight now. I've always been big. You look at me in the Sean George fight when I won the world BKB title. I'm a big 11 stone. I'm big. I walk around at 12 and a half, 13 stone. You know what I mean? I'm big and I cut weight. The reason I made 150 for that last fight is because I had 8 weeks of no nutrition, just living out of a hotel, eating in restaurants. I caught COVID and I lost all my muscle, all my bulk, and I just went down to a skinny little mess. Do you know what I mean? But now, proper camp, proper everything, proper nutrition, I'm back and you're going to see the best performance of my career.
Tyler, I wanted to ask you, people keep talking about this visa issue. What's going on with the visa? The thing is I hear on social media, I run MMA Uncensored. We have almost 2.5 million fans now. And a lot of them are Bare Knuckle fans. We've been pushing Bare Knuckle for the last 3 years, and we got a lot of fans. And here's what they're saying. What's going to happen with this visa? They're going to cancel the flight, blah, blah, blah. Your partner there, champion, what's the big guy's name? Mark Godbeer?
Godbeer.
He had some visa issues. So tell the fans what's going on with the visa. They don't want to get their hopes up. Tell them what's up 100, please.
So all the stuff with the visa, it was, it should have been sorted by now. It should have been sorted before the last fight, really. But look, I understand with Bkfc that it was a mess up, that whole last thing. It was rushed out. No proper camp and everything else. I just wanted to get out there and fight, and I think we both learned as a company and as a fighter. I think we both learned a lot. Do you know what I mean? But now they're sorting out my P1 visa, which means that I can now come over and work. And I think I can stay in America for up to 5 years if I want. So obviously I can get a proper base in America and everything else, and then I can fight more regularly as well. And as well, with a P1 visa, England's still, in the whole COVID thing. So the only way of getting out of the country is for a P1 visa anyway. So that's the thing that's got to happen. P1 visa.
That's good news. Any update on Mark?
So Mark, we stay in touch. Mark's actually gone back to work. He's just, it's just grafting and just just earning a few quid and that. Obviously, it's been hard over the last year. So yeah, it's back working, and I think, to be honest, he was getting a lot of abuse through that the Mick Terrell thing. Mick Terrell's camp come out saying that he pulled out the fight. That was never the case. Again, it was a P1 visa issue. The fight was never going to happen because it was like announced with 4 weeks to go, and it takes about 2 months for a P1 visa go through, so that was never going to happen. And I just thought it was a bit muggy of Mick Terrell's team them post out going, "Oh, he pulled out." That was never the case. And Mark's a proper man, proper fighter, and he just went, "Do you know what? I'm getting off social media for a bit." So he just took a step back, gone back to work, and doing other things for a bit, I think.
Good deal, man. I know you had some really good questions for Tyler. Go for it, brother.
I do. First and foremost, again, I got to say it again, man. It's good to see you. You are looking good. I saw you in Miami. We hung out. There's a substantial difference. You can tell. I've been watching your page, man. You're doing great. I love to see fighters jumping back in. So coming off that last fight with Felony, a lot of folks were upset with the decision. How do you feel about that?
If you watch that fight and think that was even close, you know nothing about combat sports. You don't even deserve to be watching it. So I've watched it over and over again, and I made mistakes. It was a 50% El Tornado. Do you know what I mean? It was a 50%. Let's face it, I had the worst possible camp and everything else. I caught COVID 2 weeks out from fight. Excuse after excuse. Fenley didn't want to come fight anyway. I took him off his feet with a right hand in the first round, and then he just fucking ran away and didn't want to fight anyway. I wanted to come and have a fight and put a show on for the fans. He just wanted to run away in that big circle. That ain't my fault. My trainer rung me up on the day of the fight and said, "Look, Tyler, you're not going to look good in this fight because this guy's just going to try and counter and run away." And that's exactly what he did. If he wants to come and have a fight, we'll rerun it. I'll have a proper camp. I'll absolutely make mincemeat of him. I've already told Fenley, mate, you went 5 rounds with me. Just keep it like that. You never beat me or nothing stupid like that. Because how can you win a fight when all you do is run away? You tell me.
Well, you said it. Hey, Felony, at Felony352 on Instagram. You heard it. After the Palomino fight. Tell us what you think about this matchup, how you see it goes down, what's going on in the head, how you see, of course, you think you're going to see your hand raised, a lot of your fans the same way. Tell us what you think.
It's a great fight. It's a great fight. Palomino's a great fighter. He's strong, he's fit, but his boxing is not as good as mine. And I know that people are going to go, oh, he's going to grapple you and do it and rough you up and all that. Yeah, he probably will, because I haven't done that at that level. But he hasn't fought or boxed at the level that I've fought at. And he's going to get his head punched in, to be honest with you.
So you're
eating jab all night long. He's got no head movement. I'm going to destroy him in front of everyone.
So you think he's going to go and do some clinch work, some dirty boxing, and you're going to try to stay on the outside and jab him and hit him from there. Is that what you're saying?
No, not at all.
No.
I think he knows how to fight one way. He comes forward. He's got a good punch selection and stuff like that. I know how to do it all. I can box, I can fight. I can do it all. So it doesn't really matter what he brings, because I've got a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, and I love my trainer with me. And we'll just, whatever happens, what will happen, we'll adapt.
That'll be a big difference. You have in your corner, your trainer, your family with you. Tell us about your camp, where it's going to be, when you're going to come over to Florida. What's the plan?
Well, so hopefully, obviously, I'm still waiting on my visa. I've still got to go in front of the embassy and things like that. So a lot depends on that. I'm hoping to come out 2 weeks, 10 days before, and just get to fight week and get in the ring, basically. Do you know what I mean? It's the camp before last time. Obviously, like I say, I didn't have my trainer, but I was out there a little bit too long. I like my training based in England. I'm happy with how it is. I've got my CrossFit trainer. I've got my boxing trainer. I like my routine. So, by going to America too long, it knocks everything out of whack, which I don't really like.
Right. Good deal. Matt?
Yeah, so, Tyler, when I actually watched some of the Palomino, some of his posts, Instagram live, stuff like that, and he said it. He said, this guy doesn't deserve a title shot. How do you feel about that? You had one fight with us in the promotion. You came in. You feel like you didn't have a good camp. How do you feel do you feel you deserve a title shot?
Yeah, and why not? I'm 4-0. I won a world title in the other promotion. In my opinion, I fought better people than Palomino to win the world title in the last one. So he's had 4 fights. I've had 4 fights. Who else is he going to fight? He's just bounced Jim Ayler's on his head in 20 seconds. Who else is he going to fight? Do you know what I mean? I don't. Yeah, I think I'm unbeaten. Someone's always got to go. Like, if he wants to just play around and fight people he knows he can beat, let him crack on. But if he wants a real fight, which he's got here, I'm here.
That's confidence there, brother.
I love to hear it. And you brought up Jim Allers. I know you and him had some words online as well, going back and forth. I honestly thought that was going to be the fight.
Yeah. I actually spoke to Bare Knuckle FC 10 weeks ago, and they said May 21st, Jim Ayler's, and I was like, right, whatever fight gets me the fight with Palomino, I'll go for anyone to get to Palomino. And then all of a sudden, it's June, and I've got the fight that I wanted, so I was willing to fight anyone to get to Palomino.
Nice.
And you got the title shot now, and you're going to be in the United States in a month, right around a month, maybe a month and a week, 5 weeks away. You're on American soil. What's it like representing your country? Tell us about that.
It's exciting. Do you know what? It's always been my dream ever since I started boxing when I was 10 years old.
Where were you born? Tell everybody where you were born.
So I was born in Ely, Cambridgeshire. The country, I'm a country bumpkin. my dad's a farmer. Do you know what I mean? I'm just a little boy. Started boxing at 10 to lose weight. I lost my first 7 fights as an amateur. Just stuck with it, and then all of a sudden it just clicked. I won my national title and things like that. Got spotted as to be a professional boxer at 18. Turned pro, won the English title and everything else. Was in some awesome fights. Fought on undercards of like Anthony Joshua, Kevin Mitchell, world title fights. Do you know what I mean? So I had a successful professional glove career, and then I got banned from professional glove boxing because I'd done a podcast and I said how I used to make 140 pounds. I used to use saunas and salt baths. The British Border Control, bang, took my license away, took my life away from me. I then see Bare Knuckle happening in the UK, and I thought, you know what, I want to do it. Obviously, I'm a fighting man. I want to be fighting. So, boom, I went to it, took to it like a duck to water, and here I am. I've come over to America, and I'm achieving my dream of fighting in America. So, I'm proud of myself.
And your kids will be proud of you too.
Thank you.
Now you had the BKB title. You know, how'd that feel?
Yeah, brilliant. Like, I'd only had 2 fights, and I fought Sean George, who's had like 16, 17, had held the world title, had fought everyone in it. Me and him, you know, if you've seen the documentary, me and him had an awesome fight over 7 rounds, beat each other up, and I come away the world champion in my 3rd fight. So, like I say, I'm beating guys who've had 16, 17 bare knuckle fights. This isn't boxing. This isn't MMA. This is bare knuckle boxing. And I've beat people who are having 16, 17 fights in my 3rd fight. So people who say that I'm not ready or I don't deserve this title are talking shit, because I beat them guys.
Nice. Yeah.
Bare knuckle boxing started in England.
You heard it. You heard it.
No, I've seen a lot of your fights, man. You know,
too.
you got some good head movement. You got some good moves.
Thank you.
Real good.
So now, a question that I've always been curious about. That I read an article when you were actually coming to America. I said, man, this guy was a porn star, because it pops up when you look him up. Yeah. It said something about you vacating the title to do porn. Is that true?
Nah, it was bullshit. It's obviously
he multitasked.
Hey, let me put the title over here for a second.
Fuck that. I'm keeping my strap.
Was the title in the video?
What's that? What, on the video that said I've retired to be a porn star?
Yeah.
So I was I obviously had interest from Bkfc and wanted to come over to them guys. BKB, I left BKB. There was a massive fallout, and it was sort of, I said I was retiring, but I wasn't. I was coming, obviously, to BKFC, and then everyone wanted to use it. I was quitting to be a porn star. I wasn't. I do porn on the side, which I'm quite capable of. I don't need to do one or the other. So, yeah, they just used it as a headline, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
viral.
It said something about being on like an OnlyFans page, and that they hired you. So that's why I'm asking. You can't read everything you see. No. Or you can't believe everything you read.
No.
Tyler, you want to shout out your gym, your sponsors, your family, anybody before we close this out? And the last thing I'd like to do is after that, I'd like to play the name game with you. I'm going to give you a couple names of fighters, boxing, MMA. And just say the first couple of things that come to mind when you hear their name. All right? So you go ahead and give your shout out, and we'll close out with the name game.
I just want to shout out, I'm currently at my clothes shop in Ely, Cambridgeshire, at Heat Hut Clothing on Instagram. We're a new designer clothes and vintage designer clothes. I'm going to have my own clothing line out soon as well. So, yeah, shout out to at Heat Up Clothing. And then upstairs, we've got a CBD cafe at Easy CBD. So, yeah, me and my boys, we're trying to do things in the local area where I'm from. So, yeah, give us a shout.
Good for you. A little side hustle. And we'll make sure we tag them when we put our post on Instagram. And we'll make sure we tag your partners there. And ready for the name game. Here we go. First name, Conor McGregor.
Swag.
Dana White.
Money.
Mike Tyson.
Ruthless.
Luis Baboon Palomino.
Oh,
What head?
Can you say that one more time?
Watermelon head.
That's fucking uncensored. Appreciate you joining us, man. We'll see you in about 5-6 weeks in person. I can't wait to shake your hand.
I look forward to it.
Stay safe. Thanks for coming on the show.
Bye.
This is a great show, man.
yeah, it was a great show. That guy looks great. I
He
saw
looks
him.
great. I was going to ask him what he weighed, but I'm thinking about 165-ish. Bulking up. Good for him.
He's bulking.
Good for him. It must be tough living in Vegas. I mean, all the free, stuff to do. You got a lot of influences there, and then you don't have your camp. You kind of feel alone. So I guess it's going to be good. He's going to be much more prepared, and I think we're going to see a really good fight. If it doesn't end early, I think it's going to be a long, good fight. It's a great fight. In June at Bkfc 18 in Miami.
Oh yeah. If Palomino doesn't come out as strong as he did in his last fight, which I would mean that would probably be his game plan. We got a good show to watch.
Absolutely. I mean, let's just face it. We all thought Allers versus Palomino would be a longer fight. We were all pretty shocked with how it ended, and especially the way Jim was performing in his previous fights. Maybe we'll get to run that back one day. But here's what we got. We got Tyler Goodjohn versus Luis Palomino, Bkfc 18. June, what's a month away?
And they're bringing back Joe Riggs to fight Hector Lombard for a title. That's crazy. Wow. I'm excited about that.
Wow. Hector Lombard, I've been watching his Instagram. He's ready, man. He's ready.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got Uli Diaz.
Versus the Pitbull. Yep.
Pitbull, Tiago. I believe they're coming on the show next week. Both of them separately.
Okay.
Try to get the heavyweight champion, the Mexicutioner on. And then, a few other BKFC fighters in the next couple weeks.
I'm excited.
Right. Well, I'm going to head out. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Make sure you guys subscribe to our channel. And definitely get that BKTV app. It's www.bktvapp.com. It's $3.99 a month, and you get all the monthly events free. You get a huge catalog. You get their podcast. And that's official Bare Knuckle show there.
They actually send you some cool updates too. I got an update as I was watching it last night that said the main event is about to start. I was like,
yeah, and that's
awesome.
Great, man. It's solid. It's great HD. Great work to David Feldman and his team, Nate Shook, all them guys. Can't even go through all the names. Man, what a crew they have. I mean, they have a real good crew there at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Well, thank you, Matt. Matt's the producer and host. I joined in today just for some fun.
No, it was a great show. I'm excited to see what everybody has to say. This guy's is a big underdog coming over here, so I want people got to hear his story.
Absolutely. Well, you guys have a good afternoon. We're going to upload this to YouTube now, and have a good weekend. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, everyone.